Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hi, thank you for stopping in. I'm Karen with Creative Paper Artisan. If you are not new, hi, thank you for stopping in again and visiting with me. It's just a wonderful time, a wonderful time. So today I'm extra super duper excited because I'm part of the Rach and Bella collaboration for this season. So exciting. It is called hashtag Christmas Craft Off 23. So if you've already been following along, there have been so many crafters already, and I'm honestly behind myself on watching everyone. I can't keep up, but I'm trying to catch up as hard as I can. But life, sometimes gets in the way, but I'm gonna watch everybody's before it's all over. But today is my day. Today is the 23rd, which by the way is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my American friends. I hope you get to spend some lovely time with family and eat lots of good food. So today it's myself and Uniquely Ella, and we have all been given prompts to kind of give us some ideas. And this is my prompt for the 23rd, and Uniquely Ella, we have been given the prompt of Christmas botanical labels. And I'm going to be honest with you, that one stumped me. I was looking at all the other prompts and I thought, oh yeah, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. And then I was like, oh, Christmas botanical labels? I kind of hit a wall. So Rachel did say that this was just like a loose kind of a suggestion. So I'm going to go with that. So when I think of Christmas labels, I think of labeling your packages and your presents, right? Which basically means tags. And I love tags. So this is going to be a tag themed project. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have a loose idea, but I'm going to be kind of making it up as I go, because that seems to be how I work. Every time I try to plan something, if it's a bigger project, I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know until I actually get to it and like cross that bridge. I have to kind of just wait till I get there. So bear with me as I experiment. That seems to be my deal, but it makes for a fun time. I assure you. So so we're going to be doing something that has to do with Christmas package labels, tags, gift giving, basically. And I love to create things that are beautiful and functional. So I call it functional art. So we're going to create something that's going to be very practical and functional, but beautiful too. Okay. So these are the prompts. There are, this is just the second page. This, if you want to follow along and see what all the other prompts are, you can find this on Rachel's Ko-fi site. It's a freebie that you can print out along with other freebies too. So all that will be linked below and you can go check that out. Okay, now let me go over real quick the kits that we are working with. You don't need the kit to play along, but oh my goodness, you might want to get them because there's so much. There's no way I could print out every page. I think it would take up all of my toner. So I just printed out what I thought I would need. I might have to go back and print a couple extra things because, like I said, I'm going to be making things up as I go. But here it's called the Timeless Christmas Collection. And there's actually five kits. So you can just buy one, or you can buy all five, or just, whatever you feel like you would need. So this one is just gorgeous. Just a bunch of papers that are kind of collage-y papers, and they're just gorgeous. And then we've got the Timeless Christmas backgrounds, which are lovely. Absolutely lovely. I believe I'm using that one. And then the Shabby Timeless backgrounds, which have a little bit more of a distressed look, which I'm always a fan of. I'll be using that one, at least, probably that one. And then we've got the Timeless Ephemera add-on, which is all coordinating with all those papers. But it's, you know, envelopes and pockets and tags and, you know, all the fun ephemera that you might want. Okay, and then we've got the Timeless Fussy Cuts, which are just darling, absolutely darling fussy cuts. Some are more vintagey, some aren't necessarily vintage, but the whole feel of this kit is very, very vintage, which I love. If you know me, I love vintage. And actually, I might want to mention to you that if you love vintage too, vintage printables, I recently this year opened up my private collection of vintage books that I have, books and magazines and music and all these things I've been collecting over the years. And I've created a tribe membership that you are welcome to check out. I would be thrilled. I love being able to print vintage things because I can't find the heart to rip up vintage pages. I just can't. But I want to use the beautiful papers. So I like being able to print them out, not only to save the original vintage, but I can print them on different things, like on vellum. I can print them different sizes. I can use, if there's like one page that's beautiful, I can use it over and over and over again. So anyway, I thought I would share my collection with you. It's a tribe membership. All the details, I'll put a link below and you can check all that out. But if you are a vintage lover like me, you might want to take a look at that. And I would absolutely love to have you in my tribe. So let me put this stuff away here so I'm a little bit more organized. Okay, so we're going to start with these envelopes, okay? And I printed out, I did this on cardstock, printed out one of the beautiful background papers, so the inside is pretty too. And I printed out these, I want to use these, but I'm not sure if they're going to work for what I want because, again, I'm going to be playing around with stuff. And then I printed these out, front and back, beautiful, on cardstock. And then I printed these out just on regular paper. So we're gonna, you'll see. Just wait till we get going here. Okay, so, and this may need to be a two-part series. I don't know. I'm going to try to squeeze it all into one video without making it too long. So I'll be doing a lot of editing and cutting and splicing and speeding up because I don't want it to be too long. But if it does end up being too long, I will definitely I'll do a part 1 and part 2, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to start out I'm going to cut this one out and just tell you that I'm not going to do these tabs. I'm just going to cut right past those tabs, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to fold it like the envelope it was intended to be, just without the little flappies, because we're going to make this not so much an envelope, but an accordion file, okay? So I'm just going to eyeball it. Probably about here. Let me just do that right there. I'm going to have the first little score right there. Let me get this puppy out here. Okay. So I'm going to do, I'm not 100% happy with the scoreboard because the little grooves don't always line up with the actual measurements. So I have to kind of eyeball it anyway. Okay. So we're going to, come on now. There we go. Going to do a little groove there. And then I'm going to say, I want to do about, I think, 1/4 of an inch. Where did I do it? Right there. Okay. So about 1/4 of an inch over like this, so that we create a bit of a gusset, okay? Doesn't have to be super big. It could be bigger. Let me see. I could probably do it bigger. And you know what? I will. Okay, so what did I say? We did this one. Not sure I want to do 1/2 inch. You know what? Why not? Let's go. Let's go big. Let's go big. So we've got this first one here, and then 1/2 inch there. And you can really make that as wide as you want. And you'll see why, you'll see what I mean once we get going here. So I'm going to, I wasn't sure if I would be able to use, if it would cover this, like cover this little thing, the little divot. But I think it will if I do it, if I plan it carefully. So again, I'm kind of eyeballing it. We're going to need to do the same thing about here. I am not a measurer. I will measure on occasion. There are some times you just have to. But if I don't have to, I really don't. Okay. So that's there. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay, that works. So then I'm going to be doing a 1/2 inch going in this direction. So let me, where was that one? That one's there. Okay, and then so 1/2 inch is going to be about here. If my wonky scoreboard is correct at all. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that works great. Okay, perfect. Now, I am going to, I'll be doing the same thing with this one, but I'll do that off camera because you don't necessarily need to see me do that twice, right? Probably not. Okay, so here we have, now if you don't have this kit and you don't have this envelope, that's totally fine. You can make your own. You know, how easy that would be. Just do a rectangle. You don't even have to do the divot here. You can if you want. And then do just a simple curved top or whatever you want to do. But definitely, you know, print it on cardstock, and it's always going to be prettier if you have front and back printed. Okay, so now we get to the little accordion part. Oh yes. Oh yes, it's true. Now I can't decide what papers I wanted to use. Yeah, I think I was going to alternate. I might alternate with the other one too. But okay. So what I'm going to do, I'll do this off camera and then come back when it's done, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be cutting a strip that is slightly narrower than my little envelope. Okay, just a little bit narrower. All right, and it's going to be, I'm going to fold it in half so that it is the width of this. So I'm going to take a strip, fold it in half, and it's going to fit in here. Okay, I'm going to do that a few times, and I will be back. All right, I am back, and I have got to tell you guys, it smells like Christmas in here. I'm so in the Christmas mood now. I've got my essential oil diffuser running, and I put in Siberian fir and orange, and oh, it smells like Christmas. It's so good. It's so delicious. Okay, so what I ended up doing, I cut little squares. Well, not quite squares. They're 4 by 4.5. Okay, because this is a little over 4 wide. So let me see. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to cut, or not cut, I'm going to fold. Whoops. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to fold this in half like so. Just to make sure. Okay. I'm a little bit larger than I need to be. Isn't that the story of my life? Okay, well, that's okay. We can trim that down. I'm going to go ahead and fold these up. Okay, beautiful. All right, let's see, does that work better? It does. That's what I was going for. That's what I was going for. Okay, so now what we need to do is just kind of glue the sides. I don't want to glue them together necessarily, because I want as much real estate in here as I can get. So I was thinking either washi tape or maybe just using these actual you know, the little scrap papers. So I've got some Christmassy washi tape. And I'm going to try this simply because I want to take the time to print out more paper right now. I'm going to be not lazy, efficient, right? So I want something that looks a little bit like it's coordinated. Oh, I do like this. It's got little pine cones and the bows. Oh, I do like that. I'm not sure it's wide enough though. Let me give it a go here. Let me see. Actually, it might be okay. Yeah, okay, I'm going to use it. I'm going to go with it. All right, I'm going to do that. And now, if you know, as you may know, some washi tapes really don't stick well at all. So you might want to reinforce it with some glue. But this actually, unless it makes a liar out of me later, this actually seems to be sticking very nicely. So I like that actually. That looks really great. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with. So, but if you don't have washi tape that you like, that matches with anything, my next option would be to print, just do strips. Okay, so I'm going to do this for the rest of them, and then I'll come back in a flash. All right, so I went ahead and I did 2 more. I went ahead and did 2 more, so I've got a total of 6 now, because I thought that would fill out that 1/2-inch gusset a little bit nicer. So see how they fit in here so nice? Yes, that's going to work great. Okay, now before I move on, and I inked the edges too, because I think that looks more finished that way. Yes. I'll probably be inking this as well. But before I forget, I almost didn't mention one of the most important parts of this collaboration, the prizes. Oh my goodness. There are over 50 prizes. 50 prizes. There's going to be digital kits. I'm giving away some digital kits. There's going to just be, oh my gosh, there's a whole list of prizes. I forgot to print that out, but trust me, it's a huge treasure trove of prizes. So in order to get in on the drawing for that, you do need to watch all of the videos. Hopefully subscribe to everyone that you haven't yet subscribed to. That really helps us as content creators to help us grow. And that would be just the best thing ever. And then to get in on the drawings, you need to like each of the videos, and you need to comment. So that way we know that you've been there. So yeah, do not miss out on that, because not only will you be learning so many beautiful things, you get to get like a really good chance of getting some prizes. They're just fantastic. So, okay. So now I guess before I do much more, I should go ahead and ink this, or else I'm gonna get in my own way. So while I ink this real quick, I just want to ask you guys, how are you doing? Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Are you ready? Do you have family and friends coming over? Unfortunately, my Thanksgivings and holidays are a little bit untraditional because of my husband and I have a dog boarding facility, and that's, one of our busiest times is the holidays, so we can't really go anywhere. but we've gotten enough really good help now that we can take, you know, a couple hours and visit my parents who live across the street, and we have a nice, you know, quick little Thanksgiving dinner, and that's wonderful. Since they moved over there, we've been able to do that. For the first several years, we were just like by ourselves, and it was kind of me. But we do get to have some family time nowadays. So so I'm excited about that. Get to spend some time with my parents, and just kind of feast a little bit. And yeah, so but one of these days, I'm really longing for like a traditional Thanksgiving again, where everyone just kind of comes over and the cooking is, you know, going on all day. Cooking and chatting and visiting and having, you know, family over that you don't get to see all the time. That's kind of my dream, to get back to that one day. So, but until then, it's okay. We're making it work. Okay, so now, oh, look at that. How pretty is that? Maybe I should have used that for the outside. No, I like that too. I mean, these are all just such pretty papers. So pretty. Okay, so now what we're going to do to turn this into an actual accordion folder, we're just going to take, I think I'll take the Fabrifix. And this now, you know, I may have mentioned this is just regular paper. So what we're going to do, line them up, get them in the order that I want them, which is that order. I almost got that wrong. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this one, fold it down, and just put just a little stripe of glue down the middle. Maybe a little bit wider, but not the whole back, okay? And then we're just going to fold this down onto that, line it up, make sure it's all even Steven, and then we've got that going on, okay? And we'll just continue to do that until they are all glued together like this. All right, now look at what we have here. Oops, got a little glue that eked out. There we go. Okay, look at it. How cute is this? It's so stinking cute. I just love little things. All right, so now we're just going to glue the front to this and the back to that, okay? And I'm going to just put the glue here. Maybe a little bit wider, since it's kind of, you know, is going to have to live there, you know what I mean? So let me make sure it's centered on there, each side, and sitting nicely within the gusset. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. Maybe a little bit wider, so it has a little bit more to grab. And then we're going to use this. I do want it to go all the way to the back of this, you know, the back scored line, so that there's, you know, all that room to grow as we add things in. Okay. Yes. So cute. So cute. Okay. Now I feel the urge to ink these edges too. Because, you know, why not? Why not? Why not? Okay. And maybe this one too. Maybe this one too. It's the bottom one's a little bit loosey-goosey because I did that, you know, I did the other score line that was a little bit closer than I really wanted to. That's okay. I don't think it'll hurt anything. I don't think it'll hurt anything. Okay. Now I'm noticing that, I'm noticing that one's a little bit tall. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can fix this real quick before the glue is 100% permanent. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I think, there we go. There we go. I don't know why that happened, honestly. I put it up here too high originally. So make sure that it's not going to get in the way of this gusset. I thought I had it where it needed to be, but apparently I did not. And I think it's still, yeah, I don't need to re-glue that. Whew, that was a close call. Okay. Now there's a little bit of glue left, a little glue residue, but I don't think it's too obvious. I can always, hide that with lace or something. All right, so now this is going to be our little tag holder. So now it's time to do a little bit of mass making in the tag department. So I decided to use this double printed, and I'm trying to stick with the botanicals because my prompt was Christmas botanical labels. So I'm trying to use all these, the ones have Christmas botanicals on there, but obviously you could use whatever you have handy or want to use. And so now, and again, you can make this any size you want, right? I'm just using these envelopes because I thought they were awfully handy and awfully pretty. So this is the size we're going to go with. So the tags need to be, slightly smaller than these little envelopes. So I'm going to make them, 2 inches wide by, let's say 3.5. Okay. So I'm going to cut a bunch of strips and make them into little tags, and I'll be back in just a blink of an eye. All right, so I cut out all my tags, and I happen to have this handy dandy stamp or puncher thing, which gave me a really quick and easy way to make stamps. It punches the hole already, and it did the sides perfectly. But if you don't have that, it's totally fine. You just do the little corner cut, and you can just do it all by hand. But this was very quick and efficient for me, which I love. So I went ahead and did that. Now, this is where we're going to put our little tags in. And I purposely did a back that was, a little bit lighter where you can actually write on it. Or you could, if you want this to be the front, you could just maybe take a piece of paper, which is probably what I'll do with the next set of what we're going to do, which is a little bit different. But just take a piece of paper, maybe just do torn edges and glue it in the middle so that you can write on it. But I think for this, for these, the back is light enough where I can write the names, the to and from names, especially if you have like a little bit of a thicker marker type of pen. So yeah, but you could do all different kind of designs and just kind of organize them in the in your little accordion folder here. Maybe make them, specifically different, coordinating with maybe your different, Christmas wraps or whatever. Anyway, I love having little storage spots. I'll definitely be making more to fill this up and have a nice stash of labels for my gift giving season coming up here. So I'll just spread that out there. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. But I will do that off camera, and I will come back, and then we will do something slightly different to put in here, but still Christmas gift label related, okay? All right, hang tight. Okie dokie, I am back. So here is the second one that I made. This one turned out quite a bit cleaner. And let me show you what happened. So remember when I did the extra score line here? It really made it too floppy. And when I readjusted this back one, you can tell it's still gonna work. It's gonna work just fine. But it's not that half-inch gusset that I was shooting for. So it's not quite, it's not quite like a square. Like this was what I was going for. So I like to be transparent and show you my boo-boos so that you can learn from my boo-boos. If I were to do it again, I'd maybe, take these out and then recut this and rescore it. If I was going to be a perfectionist, which I usually am, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. This is fine. It's fine. But that's kind of what happened there. So this is what we're going for right here. Okay, so what I made for these is actual labels, not tags, but labels. And I just went ahead and made them because it's so simple that I didn't want to waste your time showing you how to do it, but I will tell you how I did it. I won't make it a complete mystery, but all I did, I took one of the papers, one of the pretty papers, and I printed it on a full sheet sticker label. I think I got this on Amazon, and I just happened to have it, and I've been, looking for ways to use it up. And so I thought, yes. So I printed the pretty poinsettia paper on here, and I cut it into strips. I did the same thing as the label. I mean the tags. 2 by, well, where's my ruler? Let's see here. Forgot already. 2 by 3.5. So I did that. You don't have to use sticker paper. You could absolutely just use, regular paper and just use double stick tape to put it on the gift. That's totally fine. But I thought I'd go a little extra since I had it. So, and then I decided to go another little step extra. I had all these different corner rounder cutters. The punch, not pretty. All the different corners. And then I just did some with just, round, the different sizes, different width of roundness, and then I just left 2 square. So I basically did two in each design. Oh, those don't go together. These go together, and these go together. So yeah. So just for variety. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick them in here, and there's more room in here than I thought there would be. So what I may do is just print more designs and then just keep all of the poinsettias in 1 or 2 and then have a different design, and you could just like really organize your labels quite nicely. I'm pretty excited about this. So that's basically the major part of my project. Now, oh, wait, there's more. You may ask, how are you going to keep this closed? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I plan on just simply using a paper clip. And because we didn't glue all the way to the edge, it gives us a little bit of a gap there, so we can easily slide in a paper clip and just keep it shut like that. And because again, it's Christmas time and I want to go extra, I'm going to just do a little, let me see, yeah, I was going to do just a little flag, I guess, on the end. I want to tuck well, that one's gonna go to that one. Okay, I want to tuck the smaller end inside, just because, it makes more sense to keep the smaller one where there's less room. And and then I'm just gonna, oh, I may have made this too short. Hang on. There we go. Okay. There. Okay, there we go. So I just thought that'd be pretty. Have a little ribbon hanging off there. You don't have to do that. That may be too much, but I'm going to leave it for now. And then I'm just going to do the same thing right here with green. Oh, and you may have noticed that I decided to use the back side, or what I had intended on being the inside, for the outside, because it's just so pretty. So pretty. And then the inside is right side up, and I just used the same papers for the front and the back. Anyway, I just love all these papers that have this vintage feel, and they all coordinate so nicely together. Just beautiful. Okay, so here's, that was a little bit shorter, which is fine. Fine. Oh, I did it on the wrong. Let's slide it there. Okay. There we go. And then we'll close this one up. Now I want to add one more thing to make this functional and practical. And that is not just our gift tags for our presents. I want to make just a quick little to-do list or gift list. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to tell you and then just do it off camera just for the sake of time. But I'm just going to make a tall list notepad, I guess. So I'm just going to, I want to keep it the same width. So I'm going to keep it approximately 4 inches. And I'm just going to, I'll trim the white off, of course, make it 4 inches wide. And then we're just going to fold over the top, and we're going to staple, I'm going to make some scrappy paper. I'm going to just rip some edges and make a scrappy paper. Or you can cut them, it doesn't have to be scrappy. I just tend to like scrappy. And then we're just going to staple it together and then make this a little, kind of a list, one of those long list notepads, okay? That's going to be pretty quick. And then we're going to get to the more experimental part of this project, which may be in part 2. We'll see. Okay, I lied. I'm not going to do scruffy edges. Again, for the sake of time, I thought it'd just be quicker and easier just to chop, nice straight edges. It'll look fantastic too. So, and then what I did was I cut this down to pretty much accommodate. I just kind of worked backwards. So this is about 8.5 long, and I wanted to make it the same width, so it's about 4 inches wide. And I scored 1 inch. I wanted to show this pretty poinsettia. This is going to be the topper. So I scored 1 inch from this edge, and then say 1/8. Yeah, it was 1/8. Was the next scored, so it gives me another little gusset there. And I am going to go ahead and do the corner rounder. Okay, so now I'm going to just staple this little bundle of joy. Oh goodness, I almost didn't make it. So that's pretty thick actually. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to glue. Oh, it didn't go all the way through. Okay, hang on. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is not going to be visible, so it's going to look ugly, but no one will see it. I'm just going to staple it from both sides. Well, that went through all the way. I tell you what. Okay, anyway, so that's going to be hidden. Anywho, so like this. So I am going to just glue this back page. You know, I could have maybe done cardstock to make it a little bit more secure, but you know what? I think it'll be okay. We're going to say it's going to be okay, but we're going to make sure it's covered really, really well with the glue so it doesn't really go anywhere. Okay. And just kind of butt it up against that second. Oh, make sure it's centered. Gotta make sure it's centered. Okay. Okay. I think that will do. That will do nicely. And then I'm just going to put a thin thing of glue here. I don't want to glue the whole thing down necessarily, but just along the top. And then that'll cover that part up. Okay. And then this was cardstock, just in case you didn't notice, and just in case I didn't tell you. Okay, so isn't that pretty? Look at those pretty poinsettias. Okay, so now we're going to set these beautiful little contraptions aside. And this next part is going to be the complete experiment. So fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be fun, but it may be a little crazy. Okay, so I want to make a folio to store these three beautiful things, okay? And honestly, I had put off doing this because I couldn't find the right box. I wanted the right box. And the right box did not really come along. So I'm gonna work with this one, okay? So here's what we're going to do. And again, we're kind of working backwards a little bit. And we're just gonna take our measurements by using what we have here, okay? So what I want is these to sit in on one side when we open it up, and this to sit on the other side. So I don't need it this wide, which is perfect because I want to do something. Well, you'll see. You shall see. I want to make like a little flap with a magnet. So this will give me some room to work. So I am going to, let's see here. Oops. I'm going to say that 5. Okay, so I'm going to put a score right here, but before I do that, I need to cut this, don't I? Okay, I'm going to grab my scoreboard, and hopefully, I've actually never tried to score chipboard before. Oops. And so we'll see. It'll probably take a couple of goes here. All right, so here's the corner, and I wanted to score at 5 inches. So the thing is, it's not 100% square, which may be a problem. Hang on, let me try to square this up just a touch. Okay. All right, that I think feels a little bit better at least. Okay, so I'm going to take this and we are going to score at about 5. And it's, like I said, it's going to take me a few passes, I think, but it's working pretty well. It's giving. Okay, so let's see. Oops. Let's see, will it bend? Yes, that bends very nicely. Yay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so now what I need to decide is if I even want it this wide. I don't think I'm going to want it this wide. I don't think it needs to be this wide, but you know what? Hang on. Just hold the phone here. by the time we put this here, and it closes like this, yeah, I really don't need it that wide. It wouldn't hurt anything necessarily, but I feel like it's just gonna get a little sloppy, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna score and make a smaller spine, so to speak. So let's think about this. Let me get my ruler here. Okay, so I'm kind of going by feeling. And I feel it doesn't really need to be much wider than right here, like the 6-inch mark. So, okay, so this is all kind of wonky. I'm going to take this over to my big girl cutter and just try to cut these edges a little bit straighter, just so I feel better about that. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I feel a little bit better about that. And I think for this score line, I'm not going to use the scoreboard. I think it's going to get a little bit messy, so I'm just going to do it the good old-fashioned way. So from this to here, I feel like 6 is a good distance. So okay, that's nice. That's nice. I feel pretty good about that. Now, you know, we're going to be dealing with this, and I think I have a solution for that. Just hold on to your seat. Hold on to your seat. Okay. So what I want is to have another lip coming up from the bottom end, so that there'll be a nice little closure, okay? So, I need to measure out and see what I actually eyeballed here. This is, this one, I don't know if that one works as well. Okay, so, okay, good, that's easy. It's an inch. It's an inch spine, so to speak. And I guess that's what I did here. A little bit less than an inch, which is actually really good. I think that'll be just fine. So, so I'm going to, let's try it. Try it here. Hope I'm not making you dizzy with all my back and forth here. Okay, so what I need to do, so this is 5 wide. So I'm going to do 6. I'm going to do another score line here at 5, and then we're going to cut it off at 6. Okay, so let's do that and make sure that we're doing the right one. Not this was the original one. So and then I'm going to go back to my big girl cutter and cut it at 6. From here to here is 6. So that gives me another inch flap. Okay, hang tight. Okay, so here we have this little folio here that is going to close like this. And we're going to put magnets here, or Velcro. I don't know yet if my magnets will be strong enough to work with chipboard. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. So yeah, so this actually I think is going to be great. Okay, so now I want to stabilize the original fold, because I don't want it going wonky. So what I was thinking, just using this extra and just gluing it. It doesn't have to be 100% straight, I don't think, so I'll just do it by hand here. And just kind of gluing it to stabilize that bend. so it's not as willing to bend. I'm just going to now decorate or cover this box with the pretty papers. And I'm not going to show you that because I'm assuming that you know how to do that. And if you don't, I have plenty of other videos that show you how I cover up boxes and stuff. So it's pretty self-explanatory, just a matter of, maybe a little tips and tricks to make things easier. But I'm not going to take the time to do that here because I am on a bit of a time crunch and I don't want you to have to sit through, a 2-hour video. So I will decorate this up with the beautiful papers from the Rach and Bella Timeless Collection or Timeless Christmas Kit. And then I will be back and we'll put it all together. Okay? I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so before I move on much more, I just wanted to kind of show you what I did on the outside. I love this paper so much. It took 2 sheets, so I've got a seam here, but I plan on putting ribbon or lace right here, so that'll be just fine. And I honestly just tried using magnets. I was going to do these magnets for the closure. And unfortunately, I think these are just like too cheap and too weak. They're like super duper weak. They stuck to each other before I glued them on, but then once they were glued, it wasn't even trying. So I'm going to stick with Velcro, just like those little Velcro dots. So that's what we're going to do. And since that's the case, I don't need to try to hide the Velcro. It's just going to be where it is. You know what I mean? With the magnets, I was going to try to, hide them and make it kind of a hidden thing. But I have tiny ones and they're super strong, but they're also pretty thick. And I think it's going to be too thick for that. It's not going to look very nice. So, you know what? I'm going to work with what I got. So just wanted to pop in, let you know, we're going to do a Velcro closure. So it's not going to affect me having to hide anything as I line the inside, which I will be using this lovely paper. Okay, I'll be back when this is done. All right, I'm so excited. This is really coming together. So now for the finishing touches. Did the inside, and I went ahead and decorated the front cover a little bit, just to make it a little bit more festive. Okay, so now I'm going to make a pocket that we can tuck this little notepad in. So I just used the same cardstock that I used for this, make it a little coordinating. I cut it just shy of 5 inches so that it won't hinder the folding there. So I'm going to go ahead and so now these little guys, I went ahead and decorated the front as well, just with the little poinsettia thingies that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I will tell you that, remember how this one wasn't square like this one? Well, it was bothering me. I didn't think it would bother me, but it did. So just to let you know, what I did was, to fix it, I carefully peeled off this back layer. And it did rip the paper a bit, but it didn't just like completely destroy it. So if you look close enough, it's not really pretty. It's a little bit wrinkly, but you know what? I don't think, if you don't know, don't tell. So I ripped that off and I used the same concept, that extra crease was making it want to bend smaller. So I used the same concept as I did with this. I braced the extra crease with something more sturdy. So all I did was I cut a couple of strips of cardstock and glued them together, and then glued it on the bottom of this, so that, not this side, on the inside, so that that extra little crease can't bend now. So it did the trick. It looks just like I'd hoped it would look. So there's a little tip for you. As I always say, where there's a will, there's a way. So now that that is done and fixed, I'm simply just going to glue these right there. That way you can just, you know, you can easily rifle through your stash. But then these will be nice and secure. And I'm going to take these off for just a minute. So, let's see, I think I want it like that. All right, let that dry a little bit. And I think this is ready to tuck in here. Yes, it is. So we've got that, and let me close these little cuties up with this. And I have one more touch to put on here, and you may or may not want to do it. I'm gonna try, because don't you think it would be handy to have a pen in this little outfit? This little folio contraption. So I've done pen holders before, but I felt like everyone has, pens come in all different sizes and widths, and you can make one to fit a specific pen, but then what if that pen runs out and you have to put a different one and then it won't fit? So I'm going to try to do something a little bit more one size fits all kind of an approach. So I'm going to go ahead and use this paper. I guess this side, I'm not sure it really matters. And I'm going to, I like the length of that. And I'm going to make a bit of a V. All right, now I'm going to kind of gently fold in like a little bit of a lip here to begin with, and then we'll see what else I need to do here. So I'm kind of folding in about an 1/8 of an inch, like so. Okay, now I'm going to put it in the middle spine. This is definitely too wide, but I'm thinking if I bring these two lips together, if that makes sense, bring these two lips together, it will form a nice little holder. Now, what I need to make sure is that it doesn't end up getting in the way of, okay, so it's kind of, it can't stick out too far or else it'll get squished by these little guys. So, okay. Now, this top isn't very even, obviously. So let me try to give it a little bit of a curve. See if that will help. Yes, that helps. Okay, I think that'll work. So hindsight, it wouldn't have hurt if I would have put these guys over a little bit further here to give a little bit more room here. I think it'll work, but just keep that in mind. If you want to be able to have like a fat pen or something in the middle there, move these guys over a little bit more to the edge. Not all the way though, because you want to have room for this guy too. But that wouldn't have hurt. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Told you we're experimenting. Okay. Awesome. I'm not 100% sure I like these these flags. All right, so the last thing that's left is the Velcro. All right, so now when we close it, it'll be matched up really nice, right? It's gonna work beautifully, right? Yes. Make sure it gets good and stuck. Okay, let's see. Here's the test. Yay, that did work. That did work. And I guess if it wants to come off, I can always just reinforce it with glue. Okay, oh my goodness, you guys, I'm done. Oh, this was a labor of love, but man, I love it. I love the concept. I don't really have a fun Christmas pen, so I found an actual red pen, which will look nicer in here than some of the others. So get this guy tucked in, and it's nice and firm, so it's not going to fall out. It's not falling out. I'm liking this taper idea a lot. Okay, so there you have it. Oh my goodness gracious. A lovely gift wrapping folio. All the tools you need to label your gifts and have a to-do list or a shopping list. Check off the people that you've got your presents for, or the people that you've wrapped the presents for. Use it however you will. But I am pretty excited about how this turned out. So thank you so much for watching. I cannot thank you enough. Please watch all of the other collaborators that have been in on this collaboration. We've got a few more to go. We've got a few more days to go. This is the 23rd. And the prizes, oh, did I mention the prizes? There's like 50 prizes or over 50 prizes. So yeah, you really need to get in on this. So please watch all of the collaborators, like their videos, comment on their videos so that you can get in on the drawing. And we just really appreciate your support. And I am wishing you all a very happy holiday season. And hopefully this little project will make your Christmas gift wrapping a little bit more organized and beautiful. All right. Thanks so much, you guys. Bye-bye.